Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dana Frost. It's been a while. How you guys are doing? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. I'd love to know how you guys are doing. I know it's been a little minute since I posted a long form type of video, and to be honest, I just did not know what to post, and I was stressing myself out on like what to post because I wanted to be good. I wanted to like have like quality and provide you guys with stuff that you actually want and actually need and actually like want to like listen to. I'm not here to bombard you with like BS. There's enough of that online. You guys could like doom scroll if you want that. And I don't want my channel to be that. So with that being said, I finally like sat down and was like, what is it do I wanna talk about? Do I feel like I may be a little bit qualified to talk about? And today I wanna address what is holding you back. Like, what are the things that tend to keep us stuck and keep us at a pause and just keep us from achieving and doing the things that we want to do. But after my own like self-reflection, I made notes, that's why the book's here. Anyway, after my own self-reflection, like I'll give an example, like with my poetry book. Ever since I was 13, I wanted to be an author, and I just kept getting distracted, with life. And I was just like, at one point, like I realized I'm like, oh my God, I'm 30 and I haven't done this thing that I really want to do. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I may not feel like I'm worthy. I may not feel like my poems are any good, despite the fact that when I took the chances to share my poetry on TikTok, on Instagram, on Threads, I've gotten positive feedback. Despite the fact that I'm like, I'm telling myself, I'm not going to be like a New York Times bestselling author. And I realized like I was telling myself these things to keep me from not doing it because my brain felt like this was such a risk that I needed to protect me from it. And I got really tired one day of just playing it safe. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just put it out there. And when I realized all like the major three things that kept me from putting this thing out was fear, not feeling worthy, and motivation / like distraction. I was like, I may not be in control of all of those things, but I can work with what I have. And what I have is this gift to write poetry. I have this gift to introspect on a very, I consider, deep level that not many even dare to venture. And that in itself is like, oh my God, I'm a little better than, a lot of people. Call it whatever. But I mean, if that's feeding my ego, that's fine too. Because I mean, it helped me get to where I'm at. Right? It gave me the courage to put my book out there. And I realized again in writing my second poetry book that is what was holding me back again. Because with my second poetry book, it's a lot more vulnerable. It's a lot more healing going on. There's a lot of topics in there that I speak about that it'll make you question if I'm okay. I swear I am. It was just me healing on paper. And it's finished. And it's in the process of getting copyrighted and all those lovely things. And I'm really happy about that. But back to what's holding you back. I would love to know what is holding you guys back. So let me know and let's try and like figure this thing out together. Let's try and like knock it out, or maybe something a little less violent. Let's figure out how to hack it, because there's a hack for everything. I really do believe that. And so what also like made me okay with the fact of like putting my work out there is that for every time my brain told me I can't put out this thing, this book, or do this thing because it won't be good enough, or I'm not worthy, yada yada, I would envision myself doing that exact same thing. Like I would envision myself, like say my fear was, I'm not gonna be a New York seller, like number one book author. You know what I'm trying to say, right? I would envision getting the call from whoever, like the head of whoever determines the list, and them saying, yeah, your book is number one best poetry book. And I will allow myself to feel all those emotions of like how happy I'd be, how surprised, how overjoyed, how I'd cry. And there would be times where I'm literally bawling, like, oh my god, I'm so happy this thing happened for me. And call it crazy or whatever, but I do believe in the power of your manifestations, and I do believe in the power of your mind, and I do believe in the power of emotions. So I would do that for anything. Like with this podcast, I want this like channel to become podcast type, and that's why I have this second book here. It's because like maybe a year or two ago, I had the idea of starting a blog, but then I realized I really don't want to be writing that much. I realized I wanted to start the blog because I felt this need to make money, and I needed to make it yesterday. And I kept, everything I was researching was like, blogs are great to make money. Anything is great to make money once you put time and effort into it. Like don't get caught up in all the hubris and all of the like glorified crap you see online. And that's what I realized I was doing. So I realized I have these 7 questions that really stuck out to me. And I want to make it in like interview style. I am obviously drawing a lot of inspiration from the podcasts and stuff that I look at, like Jay Shetty, Lewis Howes. I've mentioned them before, like Dr. Sarah Al-Madani. Like I love them and their work, and I align with them. I feel and I know that I align with them. So eventually we're going to meet and all have dinner somewhere, and it's going to be amazing. And the conversation is going to be like the best ever. It's going to be groundbreaking. But yeah, I have these questions here, and I'm like, I'm going to have a guest next year. I'm going to start just interviewing friends and family and asking them these questions and just start posting it, because I feel like it will help a lot of people, and I just love hearing other people's perspectives. With that being said, I am so nervous to do this thing. Oh my gosh, because here are the questions, right? And feel free to answer them in the comments. Actually, I'll make another video about that. Teaser. But yeah, let me get back on track because I'm going left field. So what is holding me back with that is I'm scared of the answers. I'm scared to be that vulnerable. I'm scared for them to be that vulnerable. I'm scared of this being amazing and it taken off. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm ready for my success. I'm ready for the excess. And I'm ready for all these amazing things. And I really do feel like the only thing that is keeping me back is myself and my own mentality. And I'm constantly analyzing myself, where these thoughts come from, what are my learned behaviors, and like analyzing the feelings I get. Like I was gifted 100 roses. They're so beautiful and I love them so much. And as shocked as I was, I felt like I wasn't, like they weren't for me, and then I had to stop myself, and I'm like, nah, I've always wanted this. But I changed my wants and my desire for this thing because I didn't get it before. And when I took the chance to vocalize something small that I wanted, it wasn't taken seriously. So it was a learned behavior. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not gonna play it small anymore. Yeah, I do love my 100 roses. They're stunning and gorgeous, and I'm worthy of it. I do love being gifted those things. I do love experiences. I do love the luxuries of life, and I do love imagining myself on a stage accepting awards for the work that I've done. I do love hearing about how my work has helped or affected other people and what it made them think of. I do love having these in-depth conversations with others, and I do love being recognized for what I do. I love that. I love when I get the external validation. I don't need it, but it is very nice to hear. It is very nice to be acknowledged for the hard work that you've done. And I want to say something too, like this is really sitting on my heart here. Hard work doesn't just have to be physical labor. You don't have to it's not just like building a house. Hard work could be your inner work. Hard work, there's nothing harder, in my personal opinion, than doing the inner work on yourself. Because, oh my God, it takes you through every emotion and you have to go through all your pain again, multiple times, until you feel like you are over that thing or have dealt with that thing or whatever. That is hard. Oh my gosh. I'm also in the season of purging and really getting rid of those last few things that I'm holding on to, those last remnants of pain, be it from my past, be it from what I thought of in my head, be it on beliefs that were put on me that I didn't even realize were a thing. I'm in that head space. I'm in that realm right now. A whole bunch of release. I'm giving away so much clothes and makeup. At one point I thought I was going to be a makeup influencer. I have so much makeup and none of it was gifted. I bought all of that. So I'm gonna be donating that. I've already given my friends huge gift bags full, and they're like, oh my God, this is insane. I'm like, you're welcome. You benefit from my purge. And it just really brought to light in doing that how blessed I am, how worthy I am of everything that I want. And a lot of the fear too that I was experiencing is feeling scared, feeling scared of my want. I was so scared to just want stuff. I want the designer bag. I want the designer shoes. I want awards. I want to be recognized. I want to give a motivational speech or two or 50. I want to be recognized. I want to be invited on podcasts, and I want to be in a group. I want my circle to be in that same kind of mindset. I want to be spoiled. I want all of these things. And I felt like it was so unfair of me to ask, since I'd be like, oh my gosh, how could you want these things? And there's so much people out there that with less than you and they're grateful. And I had to remind myself too, me wanting these things does not mean that I am not grateful for what I already have. I am incredibly grateful. I'm incredibly fortunate. And I also want more. You know what I mean? And I no longer believe that you need to choose between the two. I no longer believe that you need to have a this or that situation. You can have both. There's duality in everything. You know, like everybody says having a lot of money is like evil. Money is evil. No. It's what you choose to do with your money. I would say 1,000,000 times, I want millions to my name. I want to have months where I am making, like, before I thought like 10,000 a month was a lot. Now I'm like, I want 100K months. I want to be so successful for myself, but also to set my kids up for generational wealth as well as their kids. I want that so I can give back. I want to be able to help as many families as I can. And I know that like families really need it now because of all the SNAP benefits that are like not there. I want to be able to be in a position where I can post up a tent somewhere and be like, families who are in need, come and get your stuff, and be able to just help like that. I want to be able to buy land in rainforests and have them protected so we can't like completely kill out the lungs of this damn earth. Like, this is what I want to do. I really want to fund and build a bunch of different like schools and homes and things of that nature, just basically like safe houses where they are heavily protected, where they are fed and taken care of, and there's no shame associated to like going to that place. You know, like they will help you get a job. They won't just like house you, but they'll help you get a job or get you like network you with whatever it is you need in particular fields. Like, that is what I want to do. And I think that it's a very beautiful thing. And in order to accomplish those things, I need to be wealthy. I really do. And I forgot that, or I would just stop my thinking at, oh, it's a bad thing to like want all these things. No, not when you have a plan for what you're gonna use your assets and stuff for. And I need you guys to remember why you want these things. Or even if you don't know, just start thinking about it. Like, imagine how many times have you guys like been on a walk and see an older couple or lovey-dovey and having like a cute little picnic and you felt like a pang of jealousy? Jealousy is okay. It's an indicator to show you, your body giving you an indicator to show you what is for you and what you want. Don't run from it. Now, I've said this before in a previous video, when you feel like what somebody else has, you want it by taking it away from them, that's a no-no. Like, in my personal opinion, that's a no-no. Because you can want something and be like, oh, I want that, without taking it from somebody. This world is abundant. It's abundant as hell. And what's for you is going to come to you. It's not going to miss you. But you're never going to take something from that is meant for somebody else. Never. That's just not how it works. And that deals with a lot of fear. So what I want to talk about now is like, that kind of ties into worth, doesn't it? You have to believe that you're worthy of it. You have to believe that what you're going to do is worthy of the thing that you want. Like, if it's love that you want, you know you're worthy of it because you give it so freely. I don't need to know you personally to know that you give unconditional love. And the reason why you want it so bad is because nobody has given you that unconditional love. It's always come, has always come with like fine print. Like, it's always been transactional. And you don't want that. You want the love that you give. If it's money, it's because you have a dream that you're not giving a voice to. So it comes off in a way that, oh, I just want this thing. I just want this thing. Give that thing a voice. Like, I just told you guys what I want to do. And who knows is what's going to happen. I vocalized it. best believe I'm drawing it to me. I'm closer to my goal now that I've vocalized it and I'm working towards it than I was before. I was just keeping everything like locked up inside in Pandora's box, you know? And I love that. I love that so much because it's bringing me closer. I'm closer to the woman that I want to become than I am closer to the version of me I was before I even started this whole journey. I'm closer to the woman I want to become than I am the woman I don't want to be, than the woman I was taught to be. Just because I'm doing some inner work and like crying a lot and like screaming into a pillow. It sounds simple, but like really, healing is ugly. It's super beneficial, but it's not always pretty. And I also want to talk about what kept me back a lot was just motivation and distraction. And in that, how to say what I want to say. So in motivation and distraction, I always felt, I had this belief that I always needed to be motivated. I needed to be like up here, like I just went to a whole motivational like speech and I feel pumped. And no, when are you're not always like that. If you are, then you're probably on something that I am not. Or maybe you just have it like that. You know what? Good for you. I'm not. I would feel so like, I would just feel so tired. Or I would be like, oh my God, there's just too many things going on. I can't do this. But then I'll doom scroll for like an hour to 2 hours minimum, And then I would be like, oh, this kids need this and I need to do that. And this thing needs to get done in the house. That is distraction. So the reason why I put them together is because I really do feel like they work hand in hand. Because when you are really like motivated and in like that creative flow, nothing is getting in your way of creating that thing, of doing that thing, whatever it is that you're trying to do, And then two, like when you have this thing that you're so fired up about, no distraction is gonna be big enough for you to stop doing what you're doing. Like an explosion could happen and you're still there writing. Or you'll like make a note to like get yourself somewhere safe and then continue writing. You know what I mean? Those are just exaggerated examples. But you know what I'm trying to say, okay? Nothing will keep you from achieving or accomplishing that thing that gets you fired up. But here's what, sometimes you have to kindle your own fire. Most of the times you have to kindle your own fire, if I'm being completely honest with you. For me, I'm a feeler. I don't do anything unless I feel like it, because what I'm trying to accomplish is very emotional. In that sense, like poetry is a very emotional, intense art for me. I know like art is just basically emotions and intensity in given different forms, but for me it's something that I really can't BS. I can't just be like, oh, let me just write a poem about a leaf. No, that leaf needs to provoke feeling in me. I have to want to write something, So with that, I realized I'm like that with everything. like if I am going to like wash the dishes and somebody tells me, oh, Dana, go wash the dishes, I could be mid-step and you will watch me hit a reverse, like if somebody's playing something on the recorder and just reversed it. Yeah, I'm no longer gonna do that thing because I don't feel like. Very stubborn, very hard-headed, but there's its pros and cons with everything. But with that being said, on the moments where I really feel the pull to write or the pull to create something or the pull to make a video, I sit with myself and I tell myself, okay, why? Why do I want to do this? Why am I feeling so pulled to do this? I don't even know what I want to post, but why? And when I remember my why, it helps so much. Oh my gosh, that's why you have to get really clear on your why. Get really clear on your why, because a lot of the times, like if not most, like 99% of the times, what's holding you back is lack of clarity. A lack of clarity of who you are, lack of clarity of what you want, lack of clarity of what you want to achieve, and lack of clarity just on what your freaking dream is. But you know you want to do something. So I implore you to figure out who you are, what you want. Let me know if anything I said here helped. And let me know any comments if there's anything that you want me to touch more on. Oh, please subscribe. We're up to 37 subscribers, and that is so freaking cool. Like, I love that for us. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you so much for your support. And I look forward to your continued support. I look forward to helping every single one of you and the people that you bring on. I would love for all of us to win together. I would love to remind you all, every single one of you, that you are loved, that you are worthy, that you are valuable, that you are worth it, that you are cherished. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day or night, wherever it is you're from. And drop hearts in the comments. Just little hearts. Let me see if you get it. Okay. Bye.